Jacob Cast 2024. I'm going to do my WWE Smackdown review tonight. Smackdown just went off the air 20 minutes ago. This is how the show ended with the Bloodline standing tall. They took out Randy Orton, beat up Cody Rhodes. The road to SummerSlam begins August 3rd in Cleveland, Ohio. We got like what, 4 or 5 weeks? Probably 4 weeks until SummerSlam. This is how the show ended. The main event of SummerSlam is already set. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa for the WWE Championship. Smack wasn't anything special. There wasn't really that much. The only thing with this ending, the matches for SmackDown already set. We know it's going to be Nia Jax and Bayley, Logan Paul and LA Knight, Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes. No, I don't think Randy Orton gonna fit Jacob Fatu at the pay-per-view. They may do it on SmackDown. They only go home show on SummerSlam. Probably. But yeah, like, those are the matches that are being set for SummerSlam on SmackDown. We already know it's being set for a while. Now, I'm gonna make my video maybe about an hour and 30 minutes. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments section if y'all want to see more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Enjoy this video. Now, this is how the show was. My video is sponsored by Wrestling Inc., Fight for Wrestling, Dan Tony, the No DQ. There's a lot that we will be talking about here. Wait, what? I might will show you guys the podcasters. Hold on, just skip this commercial. Oh, come on now, damn it. Actually, I'm not sure if it even matters. That was 21 minutes long.
July 13th in San Jose. Furthermore, CMLL. Nearby announcement.
Jimmy Uso returning. We didn't see Jimmy Uso tonight.
We have this alliance between Tiffany and Nia where if they don't cross too many wires, they're cool with each other, they'll back each other up.
Simply the networks and USA. So NXT, Raw, go to Sci-Fi for the next couple of weeks. Are you a Olympic guy? Are you a big Olympics? Some sports I am a fan of the Olympics. Obviously, one.
So, I will talk about the news. These are the news and rumors. Thanks to AEW, Vander signed for WWE. New Japan AEW are set as he signed with that company. There's AEW Dynamite. Bryan Danielson wins the Owen Cup tournament. The end is now for John Cena. We know next week on Raw, Drew McIntyre showing up. Gunther and Damian Priest will have a face-to-face. We know next week on SmackDown we'll see Logan Paul. We'll see what he said about LA Knight. And we know that Carmelo Hayes and Andrade can be facing off one-on-one. Now, this is what we saw on SmackDown. The show opened up with Bayley, Nia Jax, and Tiffany Stratton. WWE seems to be planting seed for Tiffany Stratton to cast on Bayley or Nia Jax. Now, we did get Nia Jax versus Mi Chen. Nia Jax won easily. Decent match, whatever it was. Tiffany Stratton teased the cast in. Nia convinces her not to. So, she could do it at the pay-per-view. I hope not. We already saw a cast last year with Io Sky, so Tiffany trying to have it for a few months, at least like 5 or 6, and tease it and tell that story. I'm not sure about this match with Bailey and Nia Jax. There is history between them from years ago, but sure the match will be okay for SummerSlam. Not sure who's gonna win it though. Maybe Nia wins it and they could tell that story. We had a very good vignette with Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline. Acknowledged Solo Sikoa. It was actually very good right here. He talked about Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes again. As I said, Nia Jax annihilated Michin. LA Knight lines up for a challenge for Logan Paul at SummerSlam. He already had the contract signed and signed by Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis wasn't on the show today. But Nick Aldis signed the contract. LA Knight, his name, he signed it. So they're waiting for Logan Paul to make the match official. Now we all knew that this match was gonna happen at SummerSlam. LA Knight, the right guy to beat him for the US title. It's time we get that US title off of the part-timer. Logan Paul's not there every week. He had been wrestling more frequently, but he's not there every week. And what more can you do with it? There's nothing else that Logan Paul can do with the belt. It's time for him to drop it. He's had it long enough. He had it since last year in November. We're now in July, going into August in SummerSlam. LA Knight. I do like the build. The promos that we've been seeing, the backstage segment we've been seeing with LA Knight and Logan Paul have been phenomenal. The talent is a very good feud here. It's a way to elevate LA Knight. We did get the tag team match that was okay. Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews versus Legado. Legado got the win here. They pinned Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is on TV. Baron Corbin, he being used. Yeah. Legado, they're winning some matches. We did get Naomi take down Belair. This might have been the first match on SmackDown. I don't know. Now Belair's new. She just got drafted to SmackDown. Naomi got the win here. Short match, whatever. We did see Belair, Davenport attack her backstage, so they're gonna continue feuding. We got a segment with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, which was very interesting. Caesar planted for Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton down the line. Randy Orton had Cody Rhodes back, and after all said and done, he said, there'll be a lot of guys coming for your title. He said, I'll be having you back too. And we know it's not going to happen. I have a feeling that we could get this at Bash in Berlin or at Bad Blood, whenever that's going to happen. It's not going to be at SummerSlam. It could be at Bash in Berlin in Germany or at Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia. I think Bad Blood makes sense if we go that way. Now, they are teasing Orton and Cody Rhodes. So Cody is set for SummerSlam. Bloodline destroyed Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens wasn't on the show.
I'm a licensed dermatology provider.
Now they said Kevin Owens is taking care of his family, so he wasn't on the show. All right. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We had DIY defeat A-Town Down Under once again. A very good match. Wasn't that better at the match last week? But they did retain their tag team titles. After they retained, Jacob Fatu unleashed a beating. He attacked Austin Theory. He attacked DIY, beat them up. The guy demolished them. Crowd was shook by it. Jacob Fatu is something serious. Okay. Here are the news and rumors.
AEW just concluded its Forbidden pay-per-view.
Now, WWE wants to pretend they are willing to play with others, but the reality of the situation is that they don't care about anyone. nor do they care about anyone but themselves. Anyone helping anyone out. Wednesday, it was the announcement that WWE signed Stephanie Van Greer away from AEW. New Japan, after it was reported that she had significantly signed years left in the contract. So why not?
Where we usually see every season a slew of talent that you might not be privy to previously. One of those talents that everybody was really taken by was Stephanie Van Kerr. She wrestled Mercedes Moné for the TBS and New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Widely praised for her performance against Mercedes Moné, one of the biggest stars in the history of women's professional wrestling. The report was that WWE and AEW were very interested in her services, but that story didn't really go anywhere because she had significant time left on her CMLL contract. Now, all of a sudden, as of yesterday, Wednesday, Stephanie Van Kerr leaves CMLL. She drops all obligations to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Shawn Michaels is tweeting out, "Welcome to the family," and Stephanie Van Kerr is reporting to Orlando and will be on NXT in the coming months. What exactly happened? I thought AEW was interested in Stephanie Van Kerr. I thought she had significant time left on her CMLL contract. All of a sudden, WWE swoops in like a hawk and they get their prey. I don't really understand what happened here. I can tell you what happened here, and I can tell you that WWE, though they want to come off with this perception that they now want to play with other people and they want to invite others into their sandbox, it's still the same old WWE, whether you like it or not. Champion's contract, yes, she was the women's world champion, is not expected to matter much as the promotion has granted permission to other wrestlers in the past if they receive a big offer from an American promotion, whether that's TNA, AEW, and obviously WWE. The blog also noted, this is what stood out to me in this report that was literally 2 days ago, noted that Van Kerr has a lot of loyalty towards CMLL, but the promotion won't be able to match what AEW and WWE could offer. I didn't know who Stephanie Van Kerr was before Forbidden Door. Obviously, wrestling Mercedes Moné, all eyes, the world was going to be on what that match was going to be like. All eyes were on Mercedes. All eyes are going to be on Mercedes because she commands that type of attention. But furthermore, all eyes are going to be on Mercedes because this is legitimately her comeback from over a year being out with a devastating injury that she said could have ended her career. So obviously everybody was going to keep an eye on what Mercedes was going to do in that match to see if she can regain that magic of old. And a lot of those eyes, I'm assuming, were eyes from W. And tag team titles per their official account.
Wait, what?
WWE, she's got this many years. She's loyal here. She's champion over there. She's talking to WWE MLL. I believe she told New Japan, but it may have been that CMLL told me. First and foremost, I want to say, I don't know how old she is. I'm going to look this up right now. I don't know how old she is. I should have had this in my notes. I apologize. Let me see how old she is. She's 31 years old. She's not even in her prime yet. She's 31 years old. She had a tryout.
You know what? I might as well just skip this. Let me go back to JD from New York and Solomon the sound off so I can get back to my original podcasters.
After Smackdown.
Alright, here we go. Here.
On Solo Sikoa and the entire group, as we make our way towards SummerSlam, they have taken great pains to make Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, the entire bloodline, out to be as much of a believable, credible threat to Cody Rhodes as possible. which is what they have to do if Solo is going to be next in line for a shot at the title. So they did what they had to do. Randy Orton was involved in this angle. Unfortunately, poor Randy Orton got left laying. He was destroyed at the end of SmackDown tonight. And all Cody Rhodes could do is watch helplessly as his friend who came to his aid was destroyed by the Bloodline and left in a pile of rubble at ringside. That is how they went off the air tonight. Outside of those final 20 minutes or so, this was a very boring episode. Not a lot else going on tonight. So we're going to talk about those two segments and everything else that happened in between. This is your Friday Night SmackDown review. It is Friday, July 12th, 2024. I am the Solemn Monster. Thank you for hanging out with me here on a Friday night. Do me a favor, like and subscribe.
We got a lot of SummerSlam implications coming out of tonight's SmackDown. Obviously, with the big one at the end of the show, which was Solo Sikoa. And we all know that he's been targeting Cody Rhodes. He wants Cody Rhodes. He wants the WWE Championship. He wants the WWE. He wants the fans. He wants Cody to acknowledge that he is the real tribal chief. And he can't do that unless he wins the WWE Championship, which is a natural progression of where we need to go here. I know a lot of people probably don't look at Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes as a SummerSlam main event. I know I had predicted months ago, a lot of people had predicted months ago, that Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes would be the SummerSlam main event. Clearly, they're putting that on the back burner. We know that's coming. Just based on what we've been given in the last several weeks, with Orton eyeing the title tonight. Basically, Orton proclaimed to Cody, hey, you know what, God, I love you, man. I'll be backing you out, but I'm going to go heel on you eventually, and you're not going to know when it's coming. That's basically what he told him tonight. I get why people might not be excited for Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes, but once again, a lot of people need to understand that the match itself should be fine. But the match itself is going to set up the return of Roman Reigns, and that's all it is about. Roman Reigns returning at SummerSlam, which right now is all but confirmed. It is happening in Cleveland. It is happening in that match. Sikoa will not be acknowledged by Roman Reigns, and I will acknowledge we got a $100 super chat from my boy Billy with a Billy bomb. He says, hi guys. Hi OTS family. Always glad to be here. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And tip your bartenders. JD, keep doing what you're doing every week and acknowledge Bailey's cakes. My lord, says Billy. $100 super chat. David and Billy, man, the fucking hottest tag team in the OTS venue, man. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys very much, man. Love the energy, love the support. That was not where it is today, man. Number one in the IWC. So yeah, Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes, man. That is your main event for SummerSlam, and obviously it will usher in the return of Roman Reigns. That is all but confirmed. And Solo continues to mention Roman, that Roman's not coming back, and he wants everybody to acknowledge him, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be one of the best returns in the history of the company. When Roman comes back, I can't even imagine the reaction that Roman is going to get coming back in Cleveland. It depends on how they bring him back. I'm curious to see how they bring him back to be. After the match is over with Cody, is it going to be during the match? Are we going to see Paul Heyman emerge as well after he was taken out by the Bloodline? So a lot of that is going to be very interesting to see develop.
What we did see develop as well, on top of Cody and Solo, and the great ending to SmackDown tonight, another beatdown from the Bloodline to Cody and Randy Orton this week. You saw a glimpse of what happens when you let Jacob Fatu go out there like a savage animal. Jacob Fatu, I didn't understand why it was happening at the end, immediately after that tag team title match between DIY and A-Town Down Under. Jacob Fatu came out and basically destroyed all four guys. He destroyed DIY all by himself. He absolutely went crazy. You saw his finish for the first time, which is the moonsault off the top rope. Jacob Fatu is an absolute fucking savage.
Exactly.
And that is just a glimpse as to what this guy can do. WWE is prepping you for what is to come. WWE is prepping you for the future. They're basically saying, hey, this is our future. This is our guy. Now, I don't know what he does at SummerSlam. I don't. I don't know if he's going to just simply be in the corner of Solo Sikoa, or it's something more than that with what we saw in that beatdown angle to close SmackDown tonight, because he really targeted Randy Orton. And I said there's only two directions for Randy Orton going into SummerSlam, which right now it looks like Kevin Owens will not be at SummerSlam. By the time he gets back, it's not going to really be as creative for him as one would like. He might not have much to do going into SummerSlam, but Randy Orton's on TV. Kevin Owens at least has a reason to be off of TV right now, as he has to take care of his mother, which he's documented live on television before Money in the Bank. But Randy Orton, could we be looking at, coming out of this closing angle on SmackDown tonight, could we be looking at Randy Orton versus Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam? Now, I don't know how WWE could get away with that, because on one hand, Randy needs a win. Jacob obviously is not losing at all. Do they do that and just continue Randy's storyline with Cody and him falling and just build from that, as Randy Orton is going to eventually target the WWE Championship? I think that speaks to me as a SummerSlam match. The Bloodline should be all over this fucking show, honestly. It is their show. Their tribal chief is getting a WWE Championship match. Why not everybody else have a piece of that fucking pie as well? The other match that we potentially could be getting tonight, which these are two matches that are just kind of in the air, people are thinking about. The other match that could potentially be taking place at SummerSlam, obviously with Jacob Fatu destroying the tag team champions after they successfully defended the tag team titles again against A-Team. We could be looking at Guerrillas of Destiny or the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa against DIY for the tag team championship. There's got to be a reason why Jacob Fatu targeting the tag team champions the way that he did. Is that a precursor to the Bloodline going after the tag team championships at SummerSlam? I had mentioned last week potentially it being the Street Profits. We didn't see them tonight. That's a week of television where they are not being factored into tag team title plans. Triple H might have been setting up the tag team title match right under our nose with that closing angle tonight after that tag team title match. Again, the Bloodline should be all over SummerSlam. It is their show. It is their night. They are hoping to crown their tribal chief the WWE champion. Why not go after everything else? Obviously, they won't win. Me returning, I could see Jay aligning with Jimmy in that moment.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Some even left.
Jacob Fatu, Randy Orton. Tama Tonga, Tangaloa versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Two matches right now that are on the radar. Fans are talking about potentially happening at SummerSlam, not confirmed at any point in time. So we'll see what happens there. But Solo and Cody is confirmed. That is the main event for SummerSlam. Roman Reigns is coming back at SummerSlam. It is a foregone conclusion that it will be happening there in Cleveland. SummerSlam itself is looking like a great show.
I
We've
agree.
seen things develop not only on Raw, but going into SmackDown tonight. 8 matches. The rumor is 8 expected for SummerSlam weekend. 5 have already been confirmed. Now we got Gunther challenging Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Gunther and Priest, that is going to be one of your championship matches. Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes, the WWE Championship match. So both world titles are at the top of the card. Then we're looking at the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker, not confirmed yet, but one would assume that after what we saw on Monday, that is the direction that WWE is going. That's 3 matches right there. Nia Jax, she will challenge Bayley, the WWE Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley's back. All but confirmed that Rhea Ripley, if she's cleared, will be challenging Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship. That's 5 matches right there. Logan Paul, he will be defending the WWE United States Championship against LA Knight. LA Knight came out with a contract tonight. Signatures are on the contract. Nick Aldis' name is there. LA Knight's name is there. Logan Paul's name is not there. He'll be on the show next week. That match is absolutely happening at SummerSlam. And then the tag team title match that I just mentioned with DIY and Tama Tonga Tangaloa and could be Jacob Fatu versus Randy Orton. That is 8 matches right there. That looks and feels like a SummerSlam card to me. So we'll see how WWE goes about it. But I think we are all set. Much better than years prior, I would say. SummerSlam's going to be something else, man. SummerSlam's going to be a show that takes us from the end of the summer. It's not really happening at the end of the summer this year. It's happening right in the dog days of summer. Usually SummerSlam happens at the end of the summer. It's usually the biggest part of the summer. One big hoorah. This year it's a little different. We got it happening on August 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, by the way. It's new WWE PLE time. Then we got Bash in Berlin at the end of August, so that'll cap off our summer. But whatever happens at SummerSlam is going to take us into the fall and winter months. I can see Cody Rhodes versus. I see the bloodline really taking shape and battling Roman's bloodline. That's when we get the ball rolling on all the major storylines. So we're going from one chapter to the next. And I like the way things are being fleshed out. I really do. All in all, SmackDown was an okay show. If you missed it, like I said, you didn't really miss anything important outside that closing angle, which I thought was great stuff. LA Knight and Logan Paul, that is all but confirmed. LA Knight got a contract, came out in front of the live audience and basically said he will win the United States Championship. He should be getting a United States Championship match against Logan Paul because he did pin Logan Paul in the Money in the Bank qualifier to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Nia Jax, she was looking at Tiffany Stratton with eagle eyes tonight because Tiffany wanted it to be Tiffy time legitimately. She wanted to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase, and Nia Jax said no. So you see a little foreshadowing there with Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. Other than that, there really wasn't much happening on SmackDown, but we'll try our best to go over everything tonight on the show, and I really appreciate you guys being here, man.
Yeah. There are only 3 major things to talk about on the show. There are only 3 major things that will be at SummerSlam. We know it's going to be Nia Jax and Bayley. Tiffany Stratton could cast in at SummerSlam. We know that Logan Paul and LA Knight for the US title. And we know that Cody Rhodes and Solo title. Those are your 3 matches on SmackDown that's going to happen at SummerSlam. That's it. Everything else on the show was in between filler. We had a couple of backstage segments. We had some filler matches, but that was it. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. We have 3 matches on SmackDown. 3 title matches. We have the women's title and the mid-card title and the world title on SmackDown for SummerSlam. Now Monday Night Raw maybe 5 matches. Now Raw is longer, 3 hours, so I think there's more story and there's more matches for Raw.
Oh, Punk and McIntyre. Yes, I forgot about Punk and McIntyre. How could I forget about that, man? That's where my fucking head is at, man. I'm so excited about this bloodline stuff. I forgot about Punk and McIntyre.
Yeah.
Those other two matches might not even take place, man. We may get Bo Dallas and Jack Gable. I mean, they could be looking at a fucking 10-match SummerSlam card if they want. Too bad it's not happening over 2 nights this year. How could I forget Drew and Punk, man? But right now, we don't even know if that's confirmed. I'm sure it will be. Punk is not even medically cleared, so who knows what they're going to do with all of that. But like I said, man, I am so happy you guys are joining me tonight. We're going to talk.
All right.
I decided to partner with. I'm sure you've seen this house before.
Enough of these damn commercials.
There was almost like a test case with Alexa Bliss.
Now, usually Sean wants happen. Usually, sometimes we do these SmackDown reviews. Is it just Kate? It's just Katie or Kate? Alexis and Kate. Alexis and Kate. I guess not.
Died.
So it looked like that was it.
So it is long since time to have the United States Championship change hands if he's going to be defending the title 2 or 3 times. It's been a while since we've seen a title match. And yet, despite all of this, I don't, as I sit here today, and we're still 3 weeks out from SummerSlam, so maybe I'll feel differently when I see what they come up with on these next few weeks of shows. Now, I don't get the impression, I don't get the feeling that SummerSlam is it. I don't get the feeling that they're going to do the title change. I don't get the feeling that they're going to blow this off in 3 weeks. The last time they met, granted it wasn't a singles match, but the last time they met, he pinned Logan Paul. So ask yourself this question. Do you honestly think that they're going to go into SummerSlam coming off that and just have LA Knight pin him again? I don't know. I don't get that feeling. It feels to me like they're going to want to drag this out for a little bit longer and milk this thing for all it's worth. Now, I would love to be wrong because I think it's long since time that LA Knight holds championship gold. He went after the WWE title. He didn't get it. I thought they were going to do Logan Paul and LA Knight at WrestleMania. They didn't do it. Now it's SummerSlam. It's time. It's now. But I just don't get that feeling. I don't get the feeling that they're going to want to blow this thing off in 3 weeks. I think they're going to want to get a little more mileage out of it. But whenever this comes to an end, LA Knight is definitely coming out of this with the United States time. They've been biding their time with him. He really hasn't done much. And yet he's still super over. But at some point, and if he's not going to be in the mix for the main title, which he's not going to be anytime soon, then the U.S. title needs to find its way around his waist sooner rather than later. I'm not sure it's going to be SummerSlam. That's just how I feel. We had Blair Davenport one-on-one with Naomi. That athletic tape.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not feeling it. So y'all let me know. How y'all feeling about Solo versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam? I would like to think I'm in the minority. Feels like a SummerSlam match. LA Knight, yeah, versus Logan Paul, which is going to be official next week. But they've been building to that match for a while. So LA Knight, Logan Paul at SummerSlam with the United States Championship. Yeah, honestly, you can close with that match, and that would feel like a main event match. That's a match to do at SummerSlam. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. for right now, I'll go into more detail when we get to the show. This.
Sorry, I had to edit out because it wasn't working. The point and skill challenge. Oh, this the altar game for the woman?
Coach Staley, I could really get used to this return.
I actually don't know.
Let's get the right arm on the floor at that time of action.
I don't watch AEW Rampage. These shows are not live. And Rampage is never that good. Okay, as I was saying.
If you're not gonna cut people,
Weezy is slacking. That's my life's
story.
I gotta stop singing. You don't care.
Go some weird frenzy in.
There was some wrestlers that would be on TV that I personally thought had no business. Yeah, I still don't understand why the fuck Chuck Taylor got as much TV time as he did. I still think that he blackmailed somebody in that company. I'm not against the guy personally, but you know, when I look back at Chuck. Hey guys, you know what? Everybody.
What you want? They got you covered. Pop. Their butts. Look, I think we all kind of figured Bailey had a big one. I'm just glad it's canon now. That we're not ignoring it.
To a winning groove here on this show. But it's tough because, again, you know, you only get one chance to make a good first impression. So you certainly don't want to be making a habit out of beating this woman too often. You know, at some point, she's got to win that first match. We had DIY against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This was a rematch from last week. This was a rematch for the WWE Tag Team Championship.
I am the learning tree.
NWO Matt,
Thanks, guys.
yet again, with a learning tree. Thank you, sir. So DIY won the titles last week. Finally got that big title win. It was a great moment. The crowd went, nuts for it. In the first minute of this match, Johnny Gargano went sailing through the ropes, got caught with a forearm shot by Theory on the way down, and he took a header and smacked the floor outside. Then Waller is on the ropes. He's got a hold of Ciampa in DDT position. And what he tries to do is a tilt-a-whirl DDT, basically, from the ropes to the apron. So not in the ring. And it got all fucked up. I think what happened here is that Ciampa kind of lost his grip on him. So Waller just kind of went down, landed on his feet. Ciampa dropped and sold anyway. And it just looked like shit. For Waller, there was another point in this match where I think something got a little messed up. It just looked like he had an off night tonight. Because otherwise, Waller, so far this main roster run has looked pretty good. Really from the moment they called him up and he had that first match, he's a pretty solid worker, but just had an off night. So late in the match, Waller accidentally did a knee strike. And then he turned into a shatter machine by DIY, finished him off with their meet in the middle finish to retain the tag team titles. This was a much abbreviated form of last week's match. This went maybe about 7 minutes or so. I think it just existed, honestly. Well, for two reasons. Number one, they just wanted to further the tension between Waller and Theory, who clearly are headed for Splitsville any week now. The other purpose it served is for what happened after the match. Now, what happened after the match was we had Jacob Fatu ran out and single-handedly destroyed the tag team champions. He made these two guys look like a couple of chumps. Laid him out all by himself. But on the flip side, he looked like a wild beast in the process. This made Jacob Fatu look like $1 million. So, first he no-sold a DDT by Ciampa. Then he super kicked him into oblivion. Corner hip attack to Gargano. Then a pop-up Samoan drop to Ciampa. I love the way he does these pop-up Samoan drops. Like when he does it, he throws all of his weight back to where he's like rolling over himself. So the pop-up Samoan drop. Then he hits a double jump springboard moonsault. I think it was onto Gargano. And because Gargano was very close to the ropes, and I thought he was going for the double jump moonsault. And I said, man, this guy's way too close. And then he did the double jump springboard one. So that was, that got a reaction. People were not expecting that. Then he goes into the opposite corner, hits the double jump, top rope moonsault, sail through the air, thing of beauty, crushes Tommaso Ciampa. See, so that's for all the people who whined and bitched. Well, I didn't see a whole lot from Jacob Fatu and Money in the Bank. Is this what everybody was raving about and talking about? He did like 2 moves in the match. This was to silence those fools. I could have done without the tag team champions being nude. Okay, it's no different than I like Jacob Fatu, but you got to call a spade here. If it was anybody else in the segment and they sent him out there, it was Braun Strowman, being sent out there, or Omos, and he crushed the tag team champions by himself. People would look at that and go, "Oh, well, way to make the tag team champions look like a bunch of jabronis." And that's what they did here. But at the same time, it made Jacob Fatu look like a scary motherfucker. They have done a fantastic job in a very short period of time making Fatu look like an absolute uncontrollable badass. An uncontrollable badass who can only be tamed by Solo Sikoa. Because he answers to Solo, he acknowledges Solo, he's the only one that has any sort of control over him for now. It will not always be that way. I think in the end it will end up being Solo's undoing. At some point he will no longer be able to control. But I mentioned earlier, the reference in the earlier Solo segment to how the Bloodline used to have the tag team titles. I even said last week when I was thinking, okay, who's next in line for DIY? Theory and Waller, they got their rematch, they lost. They're done. That's it. Then you have Legado del Fantasma, and you've got Pretty Deadly. There's like a handful of teams. Street Profits. Are they really going to do the Street Profits in DIY, babyface against babyface? I don't get the impression they're going into that. What would make sense, though, is if they wanted to put the titles on the Bloodline. You have G.O.D., Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, next in line to beat DIY and bring the titles into the Bloodline. I'm not saying that Bloodline needs them. It really doesn't. Do they need to have the tag team titles and hold them hostage? They don't need them. But I really think that's why they transitioned the titles now, when they did, over to Gargano and Ciampa. And I think based on what happened here in this segment, Gargano and Ciampa, they shouldn't take this line down. They should have, realistic Bloodline coming out of what they did to them tonight. So this could very easily lead to Bloodline. Maybe it's SummerSlam against DIY tag team titles. I mean, we really should have at least one tag team title match on that card. You have 2 sets of tag team. So actually, I take that back. You technically have 3 sets, including the women, of tag team titles in this company. You're not going to have one defended at your second biggest show of the year. That would be fucking ridiculous. And of all the possibilities, the one that seems most likely to me is It's not. The women's tag team titles being defended. It's not. Finn Balor and JD McDonough defending the tag team titles. It would be DIY against the Bloodline. We'll see if that's the direction they go. But as Fatu was waiting in the ring, the rest of the Bloodline made their way out, led by Solo Sikoa, for the closing segment here on this show tonight. Solo asked to be acknowledged. He said that he put his brother Jimmy down because he wouldn't acknowledge him. Paul Heyman, same thing, the wise man is gone. And then there's Roman Reigns. And the crowd burst into chants of, "We want Roman," as they do every single week. He said, "You've got me now. You got me now. And if Roman Reigns decides to come back, he will acknowledge me as his tribal chief." I thought he said Roman isn't coming back. Now he's left open the possibility that maybe he will. Solo said, though, tonight is about Cody Rhodes. He said it's Cody's turn to acknowledge him. That brings Cody Rhodes out to the ring. Cody says he's heard everything Solo says, and believe it or not, they want the same thing. He said, of course, they'll need to get Nick Aldis to sign off, but consider it official. Cody Rhodes, one-on-one with Solo Sikoa, the WWE title at SummerSlam. But it was really up to Cody. He said that he wouldn't be waiting for SummerSlam. He would want to fight Solo right here and right now. So now you've got the Wolves. They are all circling Cody Rhodes in the ring, right? 4-on-1. He came out there all by himself, not very smart. The Wolves are circling the champion. Cody decides to throw the first shot, which is not a wise move, because of course he quickly gets overwhelmed. Here comes Randy Orton, who made a vow to Cody earlier in the show, "I got your back. Things are sideways, just know, now and forever, I have your back." So Randy Orton runs down to the ring, disposes of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa in the aisleway. He low bridges Fatu out of the ring, draping DDT to Solo Sikoa. Fatu comes back, though. He mows down Orton. Now they're all ganging up on Randy Orton on the floor outside. Cody ends up getting tied up in the ropes. Now he's tied up in the ropes and he's facing outward so that he can see all of the carnage that's going on outside the ring. And they are destroying Randy Orton with the ring steps. Meanwhile, Cody is dramatically yelling. He's saying, "Fight me. Take me. Like, leave him alone. Take me." Corey Graves says that the scene that we are seeing here is eerily similar to how Randy Orton was taken out by the Bloodline and put on the shelf for 18 months. Orton was on his knees. Fatu super kicked him 3 times. Solo told Cody it was all his fault. And then Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa picked up Orton for the Shield, a triple powerbomb, and they planted Randy Orton through the announce desk. Boy, they sure are wearing out that fucking table, aren't they? Every week. Every single week on this show, somebody gets put through the announce desk. Like, I understand it's kind of their thing now, right? They put Heyman through the table. Now they put Orton through the table. We saw it at Money in the Bank. But it's not just them. Like, it just feels like every week, whether it's Smackdown, Raw, whatever, there's always somebody being put through the fucking announce table. You can give it a rest here for a little bit. Doesn't have to be a weekly part of the show. Solo hits Cody, who's still caught up in the ropes. He hits Cody with a Samoan spike. They all struck the Bloodline pose while Cody Rhodes can do nothing. Just stand there and watch. Again, he's all tied up in the ropes and has nowhere to go. They're doing everything that they can to give Solo Sikoa and this new Bloodline as much credibility as they possibly can, make them out to be as big of a threat as they possibly can going into SummerSlam. To that end, I thought this segment generated some really good heat. This also felt to me like an injury angle to write Randy Orton off before SummerSlam. with the idea that Kevin Owens, and I don't know what his family situation is going to end up being. We only know what he said last week, which is that, he got the phone call from his dad. His mother was rushed to the hospital, and it was a life or death situation. The way it sounded to me, she wasn't even conscious. And as far as I know, his mother may still be in the hospital. So I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know how long he may or may not be out for. But let's hope and assume that all ends up okay. They get Kevin Owens back in these next couple of weeks. It feels to me like Orton was written out with the idea that Kevin Owens would return and would avenge his friend, and we may be getting Kevin Owens one-on-one in a singles match with Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam, which I think would be a fantastic match. But I just didn't get the impression that, given what they did here, that Orton was just going to come back in 2 weeks. That's why I thought the more likely match, more than Orton against Fatu, would be Owens against Fatu. And then they could always do Orton against Fatu later on. But also, the thing to remember here about Randy Orton, he pledged in that earlier segment to always have Cody's back no matter what, right? And I told you, the dialogue in that segment and segment even existed for a reason. And it wasn't just to set up him running out at the end of the show. It was there for a reason. He pledges that no matter what, I've got your back. I'm going to come out and I'm going to help you. And Cody is in the ropes. He's all tied up. He is helpless to do anything about it. And he is watching Randy Orton get destroyed. Now the seed has been planted for Randy Orton, whenever it is that, he returns, or a little further down the road, maybe not right away, when he returns, to look at Cody a little bit differently than he did coming into the show tonight. Because he pledged his support for his supposed friend, and Cody didn't lift a finger to help him. Now, of course, he couldn't because he was tied up in the ropes, but still, right? Doesn't mean that Randy Orton isn't going to be bothered by it. He got fed to the wolves here. And Cody did nothing. He was tied up in the ropes. All right, so what? He didn't have Randy Orton's back when Randy Orton had his. That is going to come back. That is going to come back. That is a seed planted for down the road when we do get Cody Rhodes against Randy Orton. So now what we know is that Cody one-on-one with Solo is official for SummerSlam. They made that official tonight, which means the return of Roman Reigns is imminent. We don't have to wait very long. So we know Roman is coming back. Once that happens, we're either going to get Roman Reigns one-on-one with Solo Sikoa, and I don't know that they're going to want to wait. We know we're going to get it at some point. I mean, I think it would be crazy if they held off until WrestleMania for that, but maybe they will. If they're not doing Rock and Roman, maybe it's Roman and Solo at WrestleMania.
That's not going to happen.
Well, once Roman comes back, we either get Roman against Solo, or we get Roman eventually having to reunite with the Usos to take on this new bloodline. That can take them through the fall, straight into War Games. That could take up the next several months. And then there's still Cody Rhodes against Randy Orton as a program for the WWE title. So, they've set things up nicely here, I think, as far as, taking us through these next several months. But this was a very boring episode up until that last section. SmackDown's been pretty hot over the last couple of weeks. Tonight was not one of those things. The last 20 minutes is really the main thing to take away from this show. Everything else was just kind of there and very dull.
It's the amazing Goon. Jerry Lawler loves Gunther. Magnificent. All hail Gunther.
I'll tell you who isn't very dull. Our boy Gunther. Tyler Hansen. $50 Gunther bomb. Oh, shit. You see those Gunther emojis? in the chat from our members. There you go. I guys see some right there. Tyler, thank you, man. That's very kind of you. I'm going to read your message here in a second. We'll read that in a little bit. And again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I apologize for being under the weather, but did not want to leave you guys hanging tonight. Let's take a look at the Twitter poll.
Oh, my bad.
22.3% thumbs in the middle and 11.7% thumbs down with 1,000 votes in for the July 12th episode of Smackdown. So go ahead and get those votes on it at Solomonster on Twitter or X, whatever you'd like to call it.
I said Carmelo is next. Carmelo took off his sunglasses and stood up.
Well, think I will end the video pretty soon, in just a few minutes. I'm not gonna make it too long, cause this show wasn't really all that special. I think I talked about everything. I showed all the podcasters. I talked about the news and rumors. Cody Rhodes helped win you into the back. Well, I think I'll just end it with JD from New York.
Side. He dumps Berto back in the ring. Bell sounds. Corbin continues beating down Alberto and tags in Apollo Crews. Berto. Oh, who? Alberto? Did I say Alberto? I don't know why I said Alberto. Humberto. So many Bertos. Alberto, Humberto, Berto. Humberto fires off some stomps in the corner. But Cruz levels him with a back elbow and tags in Corbin. Cruz connects on a back body drop on Humberto. The two teams begin brawling with one another, and Cruz dumps Angel and Humberto out of the ring. All of a sudden, he helps Baron Corbin with an assist tope, suicide dive over the top rope, and he took them both out. We go to a commercial break. Humberto tags in and double teams Corbin with Angel. He connects with a kick on him off the ropes. Humberto intercepts him with a kick of his own. Corbin lands a Death Valley driver on Humberto, then tags in Apollo Crews. Angel tags in for his team, and Cruz lands a boot on the side of the head. He followed it up with a clothesline, a nice series of German, and then takes Berto out on the apron for good measure. Corbin clocks Escobar on the outside. Cruz delivers a military press to Angel in the ring, and Electra Lopez hopped up on the ring apron, and the referee is now distracted, opening the door for Escobar to deliver a running knee to Apollo, and Angel followed it up with the wing clipper, his finish for the 1, 2, 3. Legado del Fantasma are the victors in this tag team match that I was pleasantly surprised by. Now listen, I know Baron Corbin is an absolute non-factor on the show. Months ago, I said, listen, if Braun Breaker is going to be destroying people on Monday night, and Adam Pearce is going to have a problem handling Braun Breaker, let's trade him over to SmackDown for someone like AJ Styles, who's got nothing to do on Friday nights anymore. Let's get that trade facilitated, swap those guys. AJ goes to Raw, Braun goes to SmackDown, and we get Braun and Baron Corbin and reunite the Wolf Dogs. That was my original thought. Clearly, that is not going to happen. Clearly, now that shouldn't happen, being that Braun Breaker is on his way to the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam. But is it me? Or is Baron Corbin a very good tag team wrestling. Let's start giving Baron Corbin his props, man. I have been a notorious anti-Baron Corbin podcaster.
Yeah, me too.
Now, you can't really fault me for that after all the egregious and offensive gimmicks we had to sit through, and the fucking dog food that we had to sit through, and the just shit creative we had to sit through. This man.
Allow me to
Come on now.
reintroduce myself. My name is
Fuck the damn ads.
Challenged for the NXT Championship at one point, reinvigorated his career by teaming with Braun Breaker as the Wolf Dogs down in NXT, won the tag team titles. One of the best things he's done in his entire fucking career. He then gets called up to the main roster and sits stagnant for months after the draft. He does nothing. Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews both have done nothing. But if this was a glimpse into what WWE is going to be doing with both guys, if we are going to get Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews together for whatever reason, then this was a test. This was a test that they fucking passed the fly colors. I don't know what the plan is, but I'm telling you personally, from me to you guys, I'd love to see this tag team again. In a division right now that is hemorrhaging tag teams, in a division that needs tag teams, Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews are not going to factor into any program for a major singles championship. So why the fuck not? Why not give them the platform to go out there and get TV time by working together? Why not add a solid tag team to the tag team division?
Exactly.
All they need is a purpose. All they need is a reason. All they need is a tag team name. That's it. They are two guys that are hungry, that realize that this could be their last fucking chance at any company on this show. It's a great story to tell. They both have redemption stories to tell. Baron Corbin has a redemption story to tell, and WWE is not tapping into it because I don't really see WWE backing Baron Corbin singles the way he is now. Same thing with Apollo Crews. But if this was a test, I'd like to see this again. I thought they worked great together.
Yeah.
Great. And kudos to both guys. Apollo Crews is fucking uber talented, has been talented, and underutilized for fucking years.
Even unutilized, like, yeah, he had not been given proper TV time in like 2-3 years. The last time they put Apollo Crews during the pandemic, when he was the U.S. champion. Then when he turned heel, he was the Intercontinental champion. He had that great storyline with Big E. He had Commander Z. The guy was getting over. The guy had a great character. Then he went back to NXT. He was doing fine. He challenged Braun Breaker for the title. Then he come back to the main roster, and he's been an afterstar ever since. He's been in catering. Now I hope that they do something with him and Corbin, like they be a tag team. Maybe we could see them challenge for the mid-card title. Hopefully.
And the work Baron Corbin has put in to reinvent himself and get back on the right track should be commended and should be looked at as a positive.
It only took them years to finally do that. Now, all those years ago, like 7 years ago, Baron Corbin was over when he came to the main roster. He was getting over, he had momentum, and Vince and Creative killed him. Him losing Money in the Bank, him being buried, and then when you were King Corbin, that whole dog food with Roman Reigns, then we had the happy Corbin. That was just awful.
And if this is going to continue, I'm all for it. I'd love to see it. Shout out to both guys. I thought they did fantastic tonight. Nick Aldis. We didn't physically see Nick Aldis on the show tonight, but we saw a glimpse of his office door where Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Orton says he's got Cody's back and always will have Cody's back. So Kevin Owens feels the same way, but he's not here tonight. he's got a good reason why. He says he insisted KO be with his family. He says when the business with the bloodline is over, and Cody is still the WWE champion, they'll have a lot of men in that locker room coming after this WWE title. And then he says, and I quote, "And I'm going to have your back then too." Cody thanked Randy Orton. Clearly, Randy Orton is full of shit. There was a lot of bullshit through all that Randy Orton said here, man. A lot of Orton's tone, a lot of body language basically gave it away that when the bloodline stuff is over, that Randy Orton will be one of those men coming after the WWE Championship. In fact, he may be the first one after he gets done with the bloodline. Does Cody Rhodes? Is he really going to be there to help Cody Rhodes with the bloodline and even after the bloodline? No. No, he's not. This entire promo was Randy Orton saying, without saying it out loud, "Cody, you're fucked, and you got an RKO coming out of nowhere and a heel turn on you coming when you least expect it." Basically what he said. And you know what? I can't wait for it. It's just gotta be done the right way. You just can't turn Randy Orton heel. It's gotta be done. There's gotta be a reason. There's gotta be something that just snaps Randy Orton. What that is, who knows? When that will be, who knows? Randy Orton is going to RKO Cody back to Stardust. Sounds like to me. LA Knight, yeah! He's out there, and he is addressing the contract that he walked out of Nick Aldis's office with. He makes his entrance, makes his way down to the ring, into the ring. Fans are loving LA Knight in Worcester. Let me talk to you. Money in the Bank is coming down. Says the men's Money in the Bank ladder match didn't go as he had planned. Then says whether or not he holds the briefcase, it doesn't matter because he's the walking embodiment of Money in the Bank. He then throws into a video package of him hitting Logan Paul in a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier and says everyone saw that man move on to Money in the Bank. But if you watch a little closely, I might have won that match and advanced the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, but something else more important happened in that match. I pinned the WWE United States Champion. Knight holds up a piece of paper and he reveals it's a contract granting him a shot at the United States title at SummerSlam. He signs it. Nick Aldis signed it. So the only thing that's missing from the contract is Logan Paul. He says that while he could, be asking for this match, Logan Paul should come to the ring to sign this contract, but he knows Logan Paul is not there. He then promises to get Paul to sign the contract one way or another. So, like we all have predicted, ladies and gentlemen, LA Knight is challenging Logan Paul for the United States Championship at SummerSlam in Cleveland. Logan Paul, originally billed from Cleveland, now living in Puerto Rico. LA Knight is going to be your new United States champion.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen at SummerSlam, we'll get a second match that leads to Berlin, and he'll do it there.
Yeah.
But I think LA Knight is eventually going to walk out as United States champion one way or another. And for all the people that are claiming he should be a singles champion, he should be this, he should be that, he's too good not to be holding championship gold, you are going to get it. You just needed to be a little patient. It is going to happen. Logan Paul has defended the United States Championship twice in 265 days. We don't need that to happen anymore.
Exactly. We're done with the part-time champions. We all complained when Roman Reigns was champion, for so long and defending it like 5 times a year. Now we're going with Logan Paul. He's been champion since last year at Crown Jewels. Now he had been wrestling more frequently on TV, but he hadn't defended the title. Not a program for him. Like he won it from Rey Mysterio, he feuded with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, then he wrestled Cody Rhodes, and now he's feuding with LA Knight. If he's not beating LA Knight. And if he does, it had to be a screwy finish where they justify a rematch. Then LA Knight won it then. But LA Knight is the right guy to beat him for the title.
We went from Roman Reigns holding the championship for 4 years, defending it 4 times a year, to Logan Paul now doing the same thing with the United States Championship. And granted, Logan Paul is a megastar. Logan Paul is everything that WWE wants in a superstar. He's everywhere. He's a PR marketing firm's wet dream. But we need a full-time champion. We need LA Knight as a full-time champion. We need a full-time champion, period. I don't mind a champion that wants to hold the belt and defend it here and there and very sporadically, 3-4 times a year. Sometimes that's needed. But coming out of Roman's reign and having Logan Paul hold the championship for most of this year, doing the same exact thing with his mid-card championship, I think it's time to move on from holding these belts hostage and get them on full-time performance. And LA Knight's the right one. Plain and simple.
Exactly.
Blair Davenport. Who?
Now I know that under Triple H, he knows it's gonna always be full timers. No more Vince's and John, no more part timers. We're gonna see Brock win the championship.
Yes, Blair Davenport versus Naomi. I don't believe I'm doing who to Blair Davenport. What is this, her first singles match? Really a nothing match here, man. The bell rings, the two lock up. Davenport lands a clothesline on Naomi. Naomi delivers a drop kick, then lands a second drop kick in the corner, connects on a split-legged leg drop. She goes for a pin. Davenport kicks out. Naomi then lands a kick on Davenport's chest, but Davenport goes up to the top, I should say, goes up to the top, flies as she begins to target Naomi's arm. She then sends her crashing into the ring post, shoulder first. We go to a commercial break. Get back from break, Naomi delivers the face busters to Davenport, looks to fly. Davenport lands a kick on Naomi's spine before the two take turns rolling each other up, which could have been a disaster because one of the roll-ups looked like it could have been a 3 count. Naomi rocked Davenport with a jumping knee and sent her crashing into the mat. Face first for a 1, 2, 3. And we get Naomi beating Blair Davenport in her singles debut. I don't think that was a singles debut. Blair Davenport. Naomi wins in 8 minutes. Why do we have Blair Davenport losing? Why do we have her losing so soon?
Exactly.
And what is Naomi doing? Well, what are we doing with Naomi? You know, Jesse made a good point to me. He texted me during the show. He's like, Trinity was at the top of the Impact Women's Division, the TNA Women's Division. And then she gets the WWE, and she's been absolutely in the middle of nothing. It's July. She showed back up in January, and it's July, and she has been an absolute non-factor on SmackDown. All she is an entrance. What are we doing? Don't know where we're going. But Naomi gets a win, and then they quickly moved on to the next thing. Almost as if it didn't matter. Backstage, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill congratulated Naomi, who was walking back from the ring on her win. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Pretty Deadly were still waiting outside Nick Aldis' office. Belair blurts out in front of everybody that Nick Aldis isn't even here. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven get so angry they barge into Nick Aldis' office to see what's going on. Pretty Deadly walk away. Davenport walked up to Naomi after Bianca and Jade did this very cringe-like act in front of Naomi. They did twinkle fingers or whatever the fuck they did. I don't know, man. Not my type of scene there. Davenport walked up to me after the match was over, and she opted to shake Naomi's hand, saying, Naomi, I just want to say the best person won tonight, and maybe I'll have better luck next time. And shook her hand. Naomi started to walk away. Blair Davenport walks away. All of a sudden, Naomi is on the ground being attacked by Blair Davenport. And the story continues. I guess this was supposed to get her some heat after losing her debut match on Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with it. Still don't care, and I won't care next time they wrestle. DIY. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Rematch from last week when DIY won the tag team titles. They are defending this week against the former champions who invoked their rematch clause. I didn't know that was still a thing, but here we are. DIY, happy that they are tag team champions. Nice to see them do what they got to do. Ciampa and Waller begin as the bell rings. Waller slides out of the ring. Ciampa chases him back inside where Theory and Gargano join in. DIY lands double dropkick on both Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Send them crashing to the outside. Gargano looks to fly, but Theory intercepted him and sent him crashing into the barricade. Brutal. Johnny Gargano is a great seller. One thing you'll pick up on his work, he's a great seller. Back in the ring, Waller delivers a tornado DDT to Ciampa over the top rope and out of the ring. We get back from the commercial break. Waller charges at Ciampa in the corner. Ciampa moves out of the way, and Theory delivers a stomp to Ciampa's spine. He goes up to the top rope and flies, but Ciampa catches him with a big jumping knee strike. Gargano tags in, takes out Theory with a drop kick, delivers a double DDT to him and Grayson Waller. He then delivers a spear to Theory through the middle rope and tags in Tommaso Ciampa. Waller sends Gargano crashing out the ring to the outside. Theory lands a back elbow on Ciampa. Ciampa lands a boot on Austin Theory, but Waller delivers a rolling flatliner to take him out. Waller then tags in A-Town Down Under, setting up meet in the middle on Tommaso Ciampa, so they want to use DIY's own finish. Ciampa kicks out, and Waller lands a jumping knee on him. Ciampa moved out of the way. Waller accidentally hits Theory. Gargano tags in. DIY delivers Shatter Machine, again using FTR's finish. They follow it up with meet in the middle for the 1, 2, 3, and they retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. Decent match. This was all leading to Theory and Grayson Waller split. Theory gets in Waller's face for accidentally hitting him with the knee strike. All of a sudden, Jacob Fatu appears out of nowhere and absolutely destroys Austin Theory, slides into the ring. Gargano looks to fly off the top rope and levels him, but Fatu intercepts and delivers a Samoan drop. Ciampa lands a DDT on Fatu. He's the only one that got offense on this fucking psychopath. Fatu no-sold it. He gets right back up and delivers a super kick to Ciampa, knocks him out, and then he delivers a hip attack on Gargano and a Samoan drop on Tommaso Ciampa. He then flies off the top rope to take Gargano out and delivers a moonsault off the ropes to Tommaso Ciampa. Solo Sikoa, Tamatonga, and Tangaloa then join Fatu at ringside. Now, why did they have Jacob Fatu destroy the tag team champions? Are we looking at the bloodline potentially getting involved with the tag team titles going into SummerSlam? It could be. We could be looking at the tag team title match between Tangaloa and Tamatonga. Yeah, that's a tongue twister. Tamatonga and Tangaloa, the tag team titles at SummerSlam. Solo is targeting the WWE Championship, so why not the rest of the bloodline go after other sets of gold? in WWE? I don't know. Bloodline is in the ring after they decimated the tag team title match that happened just moments before. Solo Sikoa demands that Worcester, Mass acknowledge him. And says everyone who's refused to acknowledge him, including Jimmy Uso, who's no longer here, Paul Heyman, who's no longer here, he makes a promise that Roman Reigns will acknowledge him should he return. Then says it's Cody Rhodes' turn to acknowledge him. He calls Rhodes down to the ring and Rhodes makes his way out. What? They are foreshadowing, folks. Solo Sikoa is using little keywords here. Roman Reigns will acknowledge that Solo Sikoa is the tribal chief should he return. He will return. They're setting it up. Layer after layer after layer. Rhodes says he heard everything Solo had to say. Then he tells him that they want the same thing. A match at SummerSlam for the undisputed WWE Championship. He tells Solo Sikoa he still needs to talk to Nick Aldis, but I'll tell you what. Besides that, it's confirmed from me to you. I'm in. He tells Solo that if it were up to him, he wouldn't wait until SummerSlam. He says they would do it right here and right now. So the Bloodline, obviously, like a pack of fucking sharks in blood-infested water, surrounds Cody Rhodes. Rhodes starts throwing right hands to all four members of the Bloodline. Fatu eventually lands a super kick on him and takes him out with a clothesline, turning him inside out. Randy Orton's music hits at this point. He runs down the aisle. He's there to back up Cody like he promised for now. Takes down Tangaloa and Tama Tonga on the ramp. He sends Fatu out of the ring and then delivers a hanging DDT to Solo Sikoa and helps up Cody Rhodes to even the odds. Fatu levels Orton. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa join in on the beatdown on Orton now, 3-on-1. Orton starts firing off rights on Tangaloa and Tama Tonga. But Fatu lands a tope suicida to take him out on the outside. Solo and Jacob Fatu beat down Rhodes in the ring, tangle him up in the ropes and tie him up. Fatu fires off some headbutts into Cody Rhodes' midsection as he's tied in the ropes, and then delivers a headbutt to him as Tangaloa and Tama Tonga and Randy Orton with the ring steps. So Corey Graves was basically saying this was bringing back terrible memories for Randy Orton because this was exactly the same way that the old Bloodline put out Randy Orton for 18 months. Fatu lands a super kick on Orton. They're all on the outside now. And then delivers a second one as Tama Tonga and Tangaloa hold him on his knees in place. Sikoa holds Rhodes' head, forcing him to watch the beatdown on Randy Orton. Then they eventually land a triple powerbomb, just like they did to Paul Heyman, on Randy Orton through the announce desk. Brutal stuff here. For Solo, then delivers the Samoan spike to Cody Rhodes. The Bloodline is all on the outside now. Jacob Fatu goes and gets the Ulafala necklace, puts it around Solo's neck. There's a great camera shot of Cody basically like he's crucified, hanging up in the ropes, all dejected and all fucking selling the effects of the Samoan spike. And Solo Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline holding up the ones with him wearing the Ulafala around his neck. And that's the way Smackdown went off. Great closing segment. Loved it. A lot of promise here. Where are we going? We getting Fatu versus Orton at some point? Clearly he's going to want revenge for that. Are we getting the Bloodline versus DIY for the tag team titles? Clearly Cody and Solo is set for SummerSlam. All it needs is the approval from Nick Aldis. But I love the way this is all unfolding, man. This is 3 weeks till SummerSlam. This was a great way to cap off the Fallout show for Money in the Bank as we head into SummerSlam, man. Roman's return is building. They need to get it to the maximum point. And this accomplished that. I really feel like Roman's return is going to send shockwaves through WWE. I really do. I can't wait to see the reaction he gets when he comes back. I can't wait to see where this story goes when he comes back. How we get him back. How we get Jimmy back. Jimmy may also be joining him. Jay, how we get Jay involved. Is Paul Heyman going to be there? Who's going to be the fourth man? Who's going to be the fourth man to battle alongside the Bloodline? Is going to be a new Hannah White Heat family member? Is it going to be Cody himself? Is it going to be Randy? Is it going to be Sami Zayn? Who is it going to be? We don't know.
You think
But I
you're
like where
fine?
this is going. SmackDown was very mid tonight. If you missed it, you really didn't miss anything. It was basically a proper setup show to tell you in advance what's happening at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And right now, we're looking at some decent matches at SummerSlam, man. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Damian Priest versus Gunther. Versus Solo Sikoa. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. LA Knight versus Logan Paul. Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn. We could be looking at DIY versus the Bloodline. I'll take that for a SummerSlam. Nia Jax versus Bayley. 8 matches right there. Boom. And that's all I got for you on this Friday night. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. We appreciate it.
Well, looking like that'll be it. Might want to just end the video. Until that time, hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. I'll be back with more. I'll see y'all later.